friends, it's Arleigh with Bike Shop Girl, and on this channel I'm focused on helping people bike more and worry less. In this video I'm going to be drinking coffee and talking to you about bike light basics and the 4 things that I ask anyone looking to add lights to their bike. The first question we're going to review is, are you looking to be seen or to see with your bike lights? The second thing we're going to be talking about is, if you're looking to see, how dark will it be and how fast will you be going? And then last, but certainly not least, we're going to cover the 4 different ways that you can get power to, well, power your lights. What type of energy sources different lights use and the pros and cons to both. Are you looking to be seen or to see? Originally, the to be seen was because you were riding at night and you, well, didn't want to get run over or a ticket. But in the last few years, there are new light features of daytime running modes. And typically this is like a heartbeat, a pulse instead of a chaotic blink that has a really high output. So you can see these lights from far away in the daytime. And the goal of these lights is to help people see you further away, especially if they're distracted, catches their attention, gives them more time to see you. Now, I may use some blinky lights in today's video, and I will do my best to warn you, so if you need to, you can look away. So let me show you on one of my favorite tail lights. This is the Grateful Red tail light from Planet Bike. Super simple $20 taillight that's really bright. So on this one, we're about to blink, guys. We have a solid mode, a crazy chaotic blinky mode, which you're probably used to seeing on most blinky lights. And then specifically, watch, whew, that's it. This is the mode I live in, unless it's super dark and I'm on a bike path, and then I switch to a solid red. This is a light that lives on the back of most of my non-electric bikes. Even if I have a Dynamo setup, which I'll talk about in a second, I add this with this heartbeat feature, this daytime blink, because it catches people's attention when I'm riding during the day. This is the Beamer 80 from Planet Bike, and so this is a headlight. It uses AAA batteries, lasts for a really long time. All right, we're gonna cycle through the light functions. We have steady, right? Like, this is going to be able to help me see potholes if it's dark, but I'm not gonna rely on it seeing down the road or trail because it's just not bright enough to go that far. But it's a great light for in the city with streetlights all over. So solid light, crazy blinky chaotic light, and then we have the heartbeat. And this is the daytime running that I would use, especially on bike paths. On city streets, I might use that chaotic blinky light just to catch people's attention. Just make sure it's not too high so it's not shining in people's eyes, driving or cycling, because it's awful. So if you're looking to be seen, think about daytime running modes. And then the other thing I want you to think about is, where else can you add lights, especially moving objects? So like your pant legs, or another example would be wheel lights. This is the Monkey Electric Monkey lights. Unfortunately, they're discontinued. So if you're watching this in 2020, stock up. These go in your wheel, add lights to your rotating wheels, add side visibility. I really love these. They start at like 20 bucks. There's also basic things you can add to your spokes, like reflective, but those require lights to be shining. I like output instead of relying on reflective. And then the other one that I almost have on really all of my helmets is a helmet light, because it's up higher, and depending on the fit of your bike, especially if you're more upright, the light is going to be higher than a car, so people are going to be able to see you over parked cars or in traffic. This is the Cali Central. This has a built-in USB rechargeable light. Crazy blinky lights again. If my helmet doesn't have it, I add that light with a zip tie, or there are actually helmet lights by design that like attach and strap on. This is an example from Light in Motion where it has a headlight and then a rear blinky light built into the battery casing. And I'll talk about this light in a second. So those are examples of lights to be seen. Now, when we talk about to see, there's a couple different things that you want to be thinking about. How dark will it be, and how fast are you going to be going? And those two things are critical to know how bright of a light do you actually need. So as an example, on my handlebar of my city bike, I have either a Dynamo or an Ebike light that puts out between 200 to 300 lumens, and that's just how bright the light is outputting. And that's fine for city riding where there's some ambient light around me. But when I hit a bike path where it is dark, or if I'm on a city street with no street lights, I have a helmet light. This one specifically, it adds 600 lumens because I don't want to outrun my light, meaning I don't want to go so fast that I can't judge what I'm seeing ahead of me before I hit it. So I need to be able to see potholes, turns in the road, glass, all of those things. And a brighter light will allow you to do this. So my personal setup is again a lower output, lower on the bike. This adds some depth, allows me to see potholes, and then a bright light shining way down in front of me as far as I feel comfortable, allowing me to sight where I'm going. I like it on my helmet because it also allows me to sight my turns so that the light on my handlebar is fixed, right? So wherever my handlebars are pointing, my light's shining. And this will shine wherever I point my head. So if I need to be able to see, or I need to be able to flash a pedestrian who's about to cut me off, I can move it with my helmet. So I love helmet lights. And taking this a step further, we can talk about bike lighting for true mountain biking. So for mountain bike riding, I also am riding two lights on my handlebar and on my helmet. I'm not running a rear blinky unless I rode to the trail, and then I have a blinky that I turn off when I get to the trail. And so again, I have my lower powered, not as bright light on my handlebars. And for some people, that might be anywhere from, I would say anywhere from 300 to 500 lumens on my handlebars. And then I have the brighter spotlight on my helmet, and that might be from 500 to 1,000 or more lumens. As a previous mountain bike racer that specialized in like 24-hour and 100-mile races, I rode a lot at night. And so with those types of lights, especially mountain bike lights, if you're riding, you want to be able to change out your battery. So all of those have a separate battery pack. But this is something you should know also if you're riding where it's cold, because you can keep that battery pack closer to your body. So I often, in super cold weather, will have my helmet mount up on my helmet, and then the cord kind of coming down through my helmet into my jersey, and the battery pack's close as I can get it to my body. So if I have a jacket on, it's inside the jacket, just trying to keep that a little bit warmer, because the lithium ion that most batteries are these days, it doesn't deal well with cold, and my run time will be cut short. Ultimately, just remember, you're looking at how dark is it and how fast are you going. Moving on to the last thing I want to talk about, and that is energy sources for bike lights. Bike light technology has come so far in the last 10 years. This right here, this little setup is 600 lumens and lasts for hours. And you know, now there's super bright lights that run off AAA. So I'm going to talk about the different types of energy sources you can use for your bike lights and the pros and cons. So the first will be the bike lights like these that just use a AA battery, and AA, AAA. So the pros of basic throwaway, unfortunately, batteries are that they last longer. They're shelf stable, meaning I can put this light in my bag and in 6 months it's still gonna work. A rechargeable battery needs to be charged before you use it. And then they're affordable. You know, this taillight right here is 20 bucks. Basic batteries, they work, they have their place. I hate throwing them away, but if I'm looking for something, especially where it's cold, or I just need something reliable that's always gonna turn on and it's easy to switch out batteries, this is a great option. And then we talk about rechargeable batteries. Pros and cons to those. Pro, you don't have to throw anything out. You just recharge, recharge, recharge. They're also typically some of the brightest lights available. Some of the cons of rechargeable lights are you have to take them off when you park or lock your bike. You can't leave them on your bike in a cold garage or cold storage because it's not going to be charged when you come back. And so that's one reason I like helmet lights, because I can just bring in my helmet and recharge there, or my bag if it's attached to my bag. For my road bikes, I've kind of gotten in the habit of taking off the Garmin, taking off the headlight, the taillight, and just having a charging bar, as I call it, where I have 3 USB plugs and just charge all 3 when they need them. Cons of rechargeable, they're definitely more expensive. They're somewhat disposable. You know, I haven't had many rechargeable lights last more than 3 to 4 years, just due to battery hygiene and me not doing a good job of keeping the charge cycles going and leaving them uncharged for too long, and then, well, the battery's dead. The next energy source is, well, kind of magical, and that is the Dynamo system. And the basics of a Dynamo system is that your front hub has a special generator in it that when it spins, it pushes energy up to your headlight, and then if you need, to your taillight. I love Dynamo lights so much that I just posted 2 videos. One talking to my friend Luke at Perennial, who knows everything about Dynamo, and then the second video is me installing a set of Dynamo lights to my wife's bike because I wanted her to always have lights on, but not worry about them getting stolen or to remember to charge them. So now her city bike has everyday lights. If she's riding it, the lights are on, and it's just pulling a little bit of energy from that front wheel. You really don't notice it once you get going, but to me, it's totally worth it for an everyday bike, to the point that my new gravel and road bike from Rodeo Labs is going to have a dedicated front Dynamo wheel, powering a headlight and taillight, just so I'm always safe and it's just there and I don't have to worry about it. I'll probably still pack my rechargeable headlight so I can spot things, but I love that my bikes are just gonna always have lights. Now the downfalls of Dynamo, like I mentioned, there's slightly more friction in that front wheel when it spins. Not very much, most people aren't gonna notice it. And then the investment of that system is a little bit more expensive, but I will say that if you're an everyday bike rider, you're gonna pay for it within 5 years or less, because if you get a setup like this, which is $150, and you do a really bad job of charging it, or you leave lights on your bike and they're stolen, you're going to replace lights every year or 2, and in a couple of cycles of that, you could have purchased a reliable Dynamo setup for your bike that's just always there. Now the last energy source I want to talk about is an e-bike, and that's where your lights are powered off the e-bike battery. Some bikes these days in the US are thankfully coming with lights built in. You buy the bike, it already has lights. When you turn on your bike, the lights turn on, and it's powering from this massively large battery. Personally, I still have a helmet light and maybe an extra daytime running light, like this Grateful Red, that I can pop on if I'm running during the day. But I find that the headlight and taillight on most e-bikes are plenty sufficient for daily riding around town. If you're looking to go on dark bike paths, you'll definitely want a brighter headlight. So if you have an e-bike that you ride every day and it doesn't have lights, talk to your local bike shop to see if they can add some in. Reviewing what we talked about really quickly. We talked about, do you need to see or to be seen? How dark will it be? How fast will you be going? And the different types of energy sources for bike lights. I hope to dig in more to bike lights because I love riding at night. So I would love to hear from you. What questions do you have about bike lights? How could I dig in to hopefully make this less of a barrier for people to continue to ride into the night, through the winter, and to be safer on their bike during the day? Add some comments below, and if you haven't yet already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm working on doing 1 to 2 videos a week, really with the goal of helping you bike more and worry less. So until the next video, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.